Welcome back to the Radar for Wrestling Studios.
What up, boss?
Guys, get into AEW Rampage, episode 3 of Rampage, a review and reaction to the show. We had Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Brothers for the the finals of the Eliminator Tournament to see who faces the Bucks next weekend at All Out inside the steel cage for those tag team titles. And these guys pulled out all the stops. You already knew what you were going to get between Jurassic Express and Lucha Bros. All over the place, tons of big spots. Giannis and the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks were loving it outside the crowd, tons of false finishes, but in the end, AEW decides to choose the Lucha Bros over the Jurassic Express to be the team to take on the Bucks in the steel cage. Now, like we said,
$200 million and he can't believe what he's seeing.
And look at this. This is how they finish the match.
They got him. They got him. That's a huge start.
Steel cage. Now, like we said, seemingly it seems like the Bucks title run is coming to an end in that steel cage, and I guess it's the Lucha Brothers right now. A team that definitely deserves it. I feel like they could have won it earlier as well. They've had some really, really tremendous matches on pay-per-view against the Bucks. We saw them in a ladder match. So it was a lot of fun seeing these two teams together. You know what you're going to get. It's going to be nuts inside the steel cage. A lot of big spots. It'll be a ton of fun. Jurassic Express will get their shot eventually at winning these titles. And eventually Jungle Boy may, venture out on his own. Eventually become a massive star like I've predicted many times. I think he's just a huge star in the making. But Lucha Bros get the win here. They're taking on the Bucks. The Bucks come out later and attack the Lucha Bros. So we all know what we're going to get at All Out. Who wins? I think the Lucha Bros take the titles off the Bucks.
Like we said on Wednesday, both these teams deserve to be number one contenders. Like, they're both exciting teams, and it's just like that's just the how awesome the tag team division is in AEW. It's their strongest suit. We've been saying it since the start of AEW. So either way, I didn't care who won. I just wanted to see a great match, and they gave me a great match, and it was awesome. It was fun. The spots all over the place were good. I think it makes more sense to go with Lucha Bros because they're a little older of a tag team, meaning like they've just been around a little more. Jungle Express is like they're still young guys. Like they can still kind of be in the background and like be that next tag team that needs to build its way. So I think it's good storytelling that way. And Bucks versus Cero Miedo, Ray Phoenix, it should be amazing. I can't wait for it. It's going to be, guys going to be flying in a cage. It's going to be crazy. Ray Phoenix, hopefully he survives it because that man just likes to fly and destroy himself. So hopefully he doesn't do any of that.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Jurassic Express, eventually they'll get their shot. They could have that arc where they keep getting close and they keep losing. They can't seal the deal.
Which is a good story.
Yeah, you might get to that in the end with Jurassic Express eventually winning those titles. Next thing on the show, the Bunny versus Conti. Like, this is all set up for the Casino Battle Royal. It's going to be the buy-in for All Out. In the end, you have the Bunny. Penelope Ford comes down and helps out, right? And then distracts Conti. The Bunny grabs the brass knucks from the blade, hits Conti in the face, gets the win. So an alliance forming between Bunny and Penelope Ford. Probably just some help out, in the Casino Battle Royal. See them team up, probably something like that. But neither of them probably are winning the Casino Battle Royal.
No, or I think we can maybe see like a Anna Jay come back and her and Conti were like BFF. So hopefully then maybe they'll do a tag team together, have a few that way. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's just kind of like filler right now.
Yeah, it definitely was filler. Next thing we saw Miro kicking in the living hell out of Fuego del Sol. He's knocking him, beating his ass. He rips off the mask and just tears him apart. I thought it was funny the way he was kicking him down the ramp. That was good stuff. And Miro's being booked tremendously in AEW currently after the terrible start. He's just been on a roll as the Redeemer. His promos are so interesting. The way he throws the religious aspect into it, and he's like the Redeemer. He's working for God himself. And he talks about how his beautiful wife will love him, as he's the champion. So, I mean, it seems to be teasing that the CJ Perry may show up in AEW eventually. It's a perfect fit. I mean, he's there, have her with him. It'd be good stuff. But he beats him down, and then you have Eddie Kingston, the man he will face at All Out, coming out, and they brawl with each other. I can't.
Come on, get out of here. Look at the ropes. Maybe. How can you possibly separate these two monsters? It wouldn't shock me if Kingston was going for a DDT, and that's why Miro hooked those ropes. That's the kryptonite.
I can't honestly take it seriously, like him kind of being toe-to-toe physically with Miro, Eddie Kingston. I just can't see it because obviously the physical nature of the two. Obviously, Eddie Kingston looks very physically looks kind of
like you and I.
Exactly. It looks very average at that. And Miro is just a physical specimen, so I just can't take that aspect seriously. I think it needs to be more. I think they went too toe to toe here. I think it should be more of like, Eddie Kingston kind of being as kind of conniving and kind of resourceful as possible to get the upper hand on Miro, not just kind of go toe to toe with him, because even Excalibur was saying these two monsters. I don't think anybody's calling Eddie Kingston a monster in that sense physically. So that didn't make a ton of sense the way they're booking that and kind of putting that together. But yeah, I mean, they got pulled apart, and that match is going to happen at All Out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just just critique a little bit just for the fact that I don't know, Eddie Kingston is more of like the street brawler, like the guy,
exactly.
you know, that like, which I think is okay. It's him versus like the Ivan Drago. It's just like a street fighter versus the super athlete, like the Bulgarian brute. Can't say that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I think it's all right. I think it works. I think it's still believable because Eddie Kingston's like that street guy, that one that's gonna do whatever it takes to like take you out.
But that's what I mean. Like, he needs to be. I think his style needs to be a little bit in the match itself, or when they brawl, needs to be a little bit more like of a resourceful style, like kind of like a street style, or he's got to use like underhand. Like he's got to fight like it's a street fight. So he's got to use like certain ways to kind of get the upper hand.
It's a great way to tell a story in the ring, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I believe, because the way they're booking. I want to say Rusev, but it's Miro. The way they're booking Miro is just like, he is a monster. He's a beast. He's a destroyer of worlds, and that's what he needs to be. So I'm thinking that. So just if they book it that way, where Street Fighter versus
the super athlete.
They book it where it's Kingston versus the super athlete, the super monster, the Bulgarian brute, Miro / Rusev, whatever. Maybe a lot of CJ will come out and do something, I don't know, but like, that's the way you need to book it. Like, I think they have a good story if they book it where Kingston is the underdog who's fighting from underneath and is cheating and is doing what he needs to do to win.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more like cunning and kind of just resourceful and use different tactics, like, street fight tactics, kind of try to get the upper hand. But the next thing on the show was just a worthless match. Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian, the so-called elite hunter, which he hasn't really done anything in terms of hunting the elite. He's taking on Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler. So this is like how I would equate. This is how you got to equate this. Obviously, Christian Cage and Kenny Omega have the beef that they have. He beat him for the Impact title. He's gonna take him on at All Out for the AEW World title. So that means Frankie Kazarian matches up with Brandon Cutler, like the biggest joke. Why? Like, he is the He's the Robert Stone of AEW right now. Robert Stone's an absolute joke, and then Brandon Cutler is like an absolute joke in terms of the gimmicks that they're playing. So it doesn't make a ton of sense, but whatever. In the end, they hit the kill switch on Brandon Cutler. That's the way they get the win.
The rampway there. The living laxative Don Callis and Kenny Omega at the top of the ramp. The kill switch. That's it. Poster child for Pep. The kill switch plants Cutler.
The win. I just, Frank Kazarian, like, the gimmick, I think would have worked so well as the elite hunter. And it just would have worked. I think it would have been tremendous if he would have been that guy, kind of like the vigilante of AEW, and he's really kind of like, he could have played what Sting played to the NWO, not into that same effect, but similar to it, kind of like in that same vein, where he's kind of like the guy. He comes and he thwarts
causing havoc for the elite. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
He hasn't done anything. He's just been like, he's been a feeder. For him. It's like, hey, we're just gonna get feed on this guy.
Exactly. He comes in and he kind of like does something, and he kind of throw him out to the side, and that's it. He hadn't done absolutely anything. When the elite gets their heat, he's almost nowhere to be found. He could have played that kind of foil to them, because he tagged himself the elite hunter. So it makes no sense. Yeah,
I mean, this match just was kind of put together, I felt, just for a Rampage. I don't know, it felt kind of flat for me. The fact that Christian beating Cutler, who cares? Like, does that elevate Christian? No. And like, you got Michael Nakazawa back there. Like, Kenny's just surrounded by like the team D of the elite. It's like, all right, Kenny looks better because he came out like not getting pinned. So honestly, like, he came out looking better than Christian did for pinning Cutler. It didn't work for me. I didn't love it. It felt kind of Sunday Night Heat-ish, this main event. So I don't know. It was what it was. Christian, Kenny, that's what we're gonna see. But we all want to see, what we want to see. We want to see Kenny versus Punk, or Kenny versus Hangman. That's what we want to see, but we're not gonna get that yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it. But that was AEW Rampage. Rampage is a nice, short, quick, sweet show, and a simple 3 matches formula, and that's pretty much it. But appreciate you guys for tuning in for the Rampage review and reaction video. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, for the live stream Wrestling Report, episode 8. Me and Josie Chats Wrestling, covering all the wrestling news and rumors and what's going on backstage and all that good stuff like that. Also got some other topical videos in the works for you guys, some AEW, WWE stuff. So stay tuned for that stuff. Appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later.